Yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are told all 10 people are in the server. So, Ninjas in Pajamas versus Mousesports, kicking things off. It's going to be on Cobblestone, so not really a match either team have had fantastic results on overall.
I don't know. Mousesports sitting on 16 wins, 11 losses isn't that bad. That's 2015's results.
Better than 50-50, that's for sure.
Yeah, NiP's on 7-9. So on paper, Mousesports have quite the advantage here, but we've seen in the big matches, Mouse sometimes having issues on this map, especially in the qualifying games. I think we all recall how that one went down when Chris J kind of abstained from picking up the AWP, and it really did cost them. But you know, new day, new times coming through for these guys. And Mouse have been kind of hit and miss with their results, not picking up the best of things, but they have recently beaten Titan, but then lost to CSGO Lounge and Hellraisers. So really up and down for them.
Yeah, yeah. When they're losing to those sort of players, teams you would expect, when they're coming up against NiP, although we still don't know what shape NiP are going to be in.
NiP lost 16-2 to Hellraisers as well. So it's like, have Hellraisers suddenly found the secret to this map and no others?
Well, I mean, they were playing with a coach yesterday and it still went 16-11 with the first pro. So it was not a bad thing overall. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, Cobblestone, obviously it's a map that's been swings and roundabouts. We're going to see Fnatic give us probably a schooling on that later on.
It's always a masterclass,
isn't it? It's a masterclass, yeah.
It's either the cheese masterclass with JW that kicks off around midday, or you can go for the early morning schooling of Olaf with a Tech 9. It's up to you. You can take whichever class you want, but it does certainly give you a real lesson in it.
I do seem to recall the Kraken came out as well
the Kraken
last time.
through drop. Yeah. That was just peachy. I want to see that again, just for the funsies. But yeah, we are just going to wait for this one to kick off. But I'm excited to see how Mouse play this, because last time, I think it was me and Henry G casting it, we were baffled by the T side coming out from Mouse because they were really trying to avoid Chris J actually picking up the AWP, which was a massive problem. They were, going all in towards these sides, not causing those rotates that you can kind of pull players left, right, and center and work for that advantage. But I'm curious now because which NiP do we get as well? The team that depends on getting 4 auto snipers at some point, or the NiP that can really dig deep and pull off good results.
Yeah, I remember seeing Envy as well have issues. They weren't sure what to do with Kenny S. He kept going over to long, but nobody would play into him, so he was kind of nullified from the match. And that seems to be what a lot of the action's all about. You can see the players just warming up on your screens at the moment. You're well aware of who's in these teams these days. I'll just give you a quick refresh either way. Ninjas in Pajamas, well, you know who they are. It is Alu, Forest, Get Right, Exist, Freiburg. That is still the lineup that stands. Has done for about 6 months now, I would say. They've been together. Meanwhile, Mousesports obviously had a few changes. Dennis, Chris J, Gob B, Nex, and I'm assuming that's Nico. I'm assuming that's Nico that says Capio.
I think it's Nico. I haven't heard otherwise, so not too sure, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, it does seem as though the team's almost ready, just warming up those last couple of minutes. But yeah, looking forward to NiP again, as ever, because there's so many rumours around them still, but they've been doing quite well within this season. Not the best performance, still kind of in between Verspro and Titan thus far on the overall kind of rankings at the moment. But some admirable pickups. It's just is this just the kind of end of a story, or will they carry on? Is all up in the air still, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, there we go. It's changed. It says Nico now. Although it says it on the map, not the thing. What's going on here? Oh, okay. That's must be the coach that's in there. That's why. We've got 6 in. Yes, there we go. I can see now. I can tab now. I finally got into the game. But, so the coach is in here. Capio the coach, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's going to be sitting there.
Makes sense.
But hopefully they're going to get underway in a moment. It seems to have... There we go. I was briefly worried it was frozen. But NiP coming into this one, as you mentioned, not the greatest record overall on Cobblestone. It's never been one of their strong maps. And Cobblestone, obviously, once it came in, a lot of people looked at it. Some kind of liked it, some weren't really sure on it. Get Right seemed to say that he thought it was a nice map for the team, but the results really haven't gone their way.
No, and I'm not going to say there's any one particular reason as to why. There's varying reasons against varying opponents because, let's be honest here, the fact is that, NiP aren't bad at it, but there's teams that are substantially better. You look at your Fnatics, you look at your TSMs, and a lot more, even Mouse, I'd say, on paper are substantially better than NiP currently. But then again, that NiP magic as exists picture does show us, and Freiburg's. We've got the Magicians out in force today, Forest and Get Right. I think they would say,
Alu's pulling the rabbit out of that. Yep.
So the magic is certainly ready to go. So Capio hopefully will just pop into spec.
Forrest has gone Luke Skywalker on us.
That's good.
Getting into that Star Wars hyper film that you've never watched.
Nope.
Never seen any of that series. Incredible. maybe come December you'll have them all watched up.
Couldn't care less. Honestly, couldn't give a flying rat's ass about it.
I gotta be honest, it was a little overzealous, the hype when that trailer came out. I was like, even I, as a big Star Wars fan, I was like, calm down, people. Calm down. We all know what Jar Jar Binks did to this series. I'm sure it could be made
coming
it
of
worse.
Christ when I looked at Twitter for like 10 minutes.
And then today is Back to the Future Day. I mean, I'm
yes,
surprised
those
Marty
dank
McFly
memes are
didn't walk
everywhere.
into the studio. It was that exciting on a hoverboard. But
I'm just so bored of seeing people trying to get some clickbait retweets on Twitter going, hey guys, look what I've got, a picture of Back to the Future. When are the hoverboards coming? Wait,
it
it's
won't
just
be
like,
so
shut
bad,
up.
but they've had,
we all know, we've literally seen the same picture 40 times now.
but the thing is, they've already had so many people screw up the date over the last years that have all tried to say, oh, this is the date. Oh, wait, no, that was the wrong one.
I've just become cynical and old and don't like looking at Twitter because people are trying to do dank maymays for followers.
It's non-stop.
Makes
The
me
same
real
as
sad.
Reddit has pretty much gone that way as well, sadly.
I haven't tried. I haven't checked that much of Reddit recently. I feel kind of dirty not reading it, but you know, I didn't have internet connection on my phone. I was just like going from Wi-Fi spot to Wi-Fi spot in the UK, just living in Costa Coffees. We aren't just waiting for these guys to begin, by the way. The producer said they were ready. He lies to us a lot, and it makes us cry a
Well,
little.
I mean, the match was meant to start 17 minutes ago, so we're just waiting for the play. I don't exactly know what we're waiting to ready up. This is like the longest warm-up session required for an online match, I think.
You know, you can't just make magic happen. It takes time, so NiP just need to, you know,
see
go
what you're
for
doing
it.
there. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Can we see who it is?
What?
No, we can't see. Nobody's readied up. Nobody's doing anything.
We're just chilling. We can discuss this map and how beautiful it is, and you know, NiP magic on Hogwarts. Something could happen. Who knows?
We were talking about old Romeo and Juliet yesterday, actually.
The drop room.
The failed name that they do the wrong way around. No, it's not actually the drop room. It's not the drop room. Yeah, no. It's actually that balcony there. You can see it on your screen, just to the right there.
I do remember. Who was it who used that?
It's Sponge and
It
Co.
was a sponge lot,
yeah.
But to be fair,
And actually they have Romeo up
everything.
high and Juliet down low because they messed it up. They're Australian.
And you're
It's
mad at me
backwards.
for not seeing like Star Trek Wars or wherever it was.
And they messed up Shakespeare right there.
It's not all that hard. Just watch the Leonardo
Education in
version.
Australia is obviously not up to the
They call it
best these
quiche.
days. Quiche. They do
It's
call
essentially
it
a quiche. It's not good.
And we had the Dak Dak yesterday as well.
Dak. I was excited by the Dak Dak. I was trying to wind up Mitch to make sure he said it when I was observing not too long ago.
Not falling for it though.
Did he
He's going to
not?
be casting tomorrow though, isn't he?
True, yeah. Guys at home, let us know your thoughts on Mitch. He is Australian. We can always send him back again. So if you don't like him, let us know.
He's
We
from
can
the
just-
colonies.
Exactly. We can put him back where he started into the cage, but it's fine. Good old Mitch.
Just have this impression of him growing up in a cage now.
That's how it works out there, right? I don't know. But yeah, still waiting. Be really cool if the admins, maybe let us know.
Spiders skittering past.
Stop it. Actually, someone wanted me to go on holiday to Australia recently, and I can't think of anything
You're
worse.
so fearful of spiders.
Exactly. Like I was like, no, I really want to go. I'm like, I don't care.
For once, it'd actually be spiders that are dangerous.
Exactly.
Instead of just the little house
like,
spiders.
Why would you go to a holiday where things can kill you? It just doesn't
Especially
appeal to me.
that one that
Stop it! No,
bird one, whatever it is called, the wolf spider.
They're knifing now. Let's
It's
ignore
enormous.
that. Stop it!
even that scares me. Like when something can run faster than I can.
Stop it!
I'm in
A lot of things can run faster than both of us. Let's be honest. Like my 40 a day, apparently.
Peak of physical fitness, I'll have you know.
When was that?
Oh, it's been a few years.
As I say this, coughing.
Yeah, they look beautiful.
Hey, I've got bronchitis.
Healthy.
I am unwell. All right. Anyway, we are starting this one up. NiP did get the knife. It looks as though they will be starting out on the CT side after all the conversation Get Right has about starting on the T and working their way back in. They don't care.
I guess
They
the
go
rest of his
CT.
team don't feel the same.
Yeah, Get Right is like, I'll start T, you guys start on CT, but no. We're going to get this one kicking off very, very soon. And yeah, looking forward to seeing where Nico takes that Molly.
Molly, yeah. It's got to
Not
be
sure.
drop, you'd assume. Where's
Unless
he
they've
going?
got like an angle to be able to put it onto one of the sides, who knows? Anyway.
Well, the bomb is heading over towards Long A, and Get Right is going to be there, ready and waiting. Exist may well have just got a little glimpse on them as well. Yes, it is. Get Right will find Dennis down long, and that's going to stop Chris J. Chris J, the bomb carrier. Keep your eyes on him. See if he makes a move. Meanwhile, this is all happening. Nico and Nex are trying to be a big distracting force, but NiP are stacked heavily towards A because Exist and Get Right got that information early.
Yeah, but there's still time here. Chris J can just slow walk it in. There's no real rush. The only problem is that Forest and Exist are lined up really well to support each other here. And Chris J... not quite there into the crosshairs. They are waiting just around that corner.
around the wall,
and now
yeah.
Nex and NiP are executing. They're going to do a wrap towards A, but they don't realize that actually Forrest and Exist are already watching. But Alu does go down. This is a nice play from Mouse. Really well executed thus far, but let's see if they can keep it up. Nico's going to find Exist. 2 players now pouring in from that lower side, and brilliant stuff from Mouse. 4 players standing. Freiburg last man alive, and he's just get rushed down surely here. Does find Nex though, so at least getting some money in the bank.
Yeah, but he's in a 3-on-1. Very tricky position now as he gets into Romeo and Juliet, and he's dropped straight down. Nico takes him out there. Beautiful wrap, like you said, considering Get Right took down, it was Nex so early on, Dennis, sorry, so early on. Great little wrap up. The fact they're 2 and 2, both coming that way. So Molly used to basically keep them away from drop.
Yeah, and we've seen drop being a consistent rotate point. If you get control of that, it opens up the entire map off the back, and I think most people know that by now, but it's always good to see and seeing it being utilized so well. And this is what I love watching with mousesports, especially when God B's at the helm. You do get these lovely choreographed pieces coming out, a 4-1 split coming through. Nico is someone that I got used to seeing play in this sort of role constantly. Even if the team is going fully towards A, he will always look towards B, play through drop, play through balcony. But there's the counter boost coming out, Get Right, and I think that's Freiburg underneath him. That Mag 7 could do some damage here.
Yeah, it could do work. Nico's the only one there. He's about to pop around the corner and quickly checks for that little peeking Get Right. And will take his head off. The rest of the 4 members of Mouse all stacked over at 8. Just on the ramp at the moment. Dennis is starting to push on long.
Yeah, and they could either try and force a rotate or just commit to this. They've already taken one down, which means, you know, at any odds, pretty much NiP are going to be outnumbered on these sites. And you can see Nico now kind of rejoining the pack. It looks as though they're going to go for the commit towards A here. 50 seconds remaining. Alu and Forrest sitting quite far back. Freiburg doesn't want to leave his post just yet, but sooner rather than later, he will have to come through. But Mouse really taking their time, not rushing this.
40 seconds on the clock. Alu's got himself tucked in on side. Forrest just around that APC. The rest of Mouse, though, ready to burst in. Now, still got a smoke available. That's going to get Freiburg and Exist, cut them off at double doors. I would assume as Mouse make their way into sight.
And this is why they're cautious. They have 5 rifles, basically, well, 4 in a UMP, but Alu's going to find God B, but the rifles still remain. Freiburg comes in with the double, and that is really pushing mousesports here. But Exist has got armor, he's got the CZ, but he hasn't got a gun, and he doesn't have his life. Next will take him down, but that was a very expensive round for Mouse. They lost out on the UMP, which I believe was on God B there, but Chris J and Nico both losing out on their rifles. Far from ideal, but NiP as well, you know, feeling a little bit of the pinch after their purchases with that Mag 7, with the head armor as well. So quite an expensive round for both sides, but Mouse still pick it up in the end.
Pretty much a full-on save, just the singular P250 picked up by Forrest. Everybody else on a full, clean eco. Tell a lie, you can see Freiburg just picked up a deagle just to the end there, just to catch me off guard.
He's got to. The Deagles are back. Well, I don't know. The Deagle Blaze is back.
We saw a great Deagle
round
round yesterday, actually. There was some pretty good Deagle rounds.
I don't think you'll ever
I saw the Nico one.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever beat Nico's. And we are going to see pretty much a 5-man stack, Freiburg kind of being the jump off. So Nico probably will do really well here. Generally, he does. Forrest does go down. He's already aware that maybe Get Right was boosting again, keeping these things in mind. But Freiburg is going to be the Lone Ranger here. Let's see if that Blaze can set a fire to this round, because Nico's just doing cleanup duties towards that B site.
They're trying to rush him now. They're going to try and push him up. Exist is ready to pop out, but Nico one tap in. Oh, he's going to be ready for it. And that's going to be the 4th if he can get on Get Right in a moment. It's the sole man left. A site's completely carved open. And Get Right realizes it. He's going to try and just consolidate, hold on to that pistol. But Dennis is about to pop through the window. And Get Right's going to find him. He gets himself a weapon. Galil, just hopping straight through. A little too quick. God be ready and waiting for him.
Yeah, him picking up the rifle, then there was, you know, a little bit more of a silver lining. Maybe he could have worked with that, but still. 3-0 now. Mousesports kind of doing what they intended to. A lot of mollies being purchased into this, so looking to see where they put those to place. But kind of recapping how these rounds have gone down was the early investment to rifles. It mainly stood out to me as Mousesports were not messing around on that 2nd to 3rd after picking up the initial after that 3-2 split. 2 through drop, of course, and 3 through A. But still, caution to begin with here. God beat. Taking a little bit of time.
Tried and tested tactic working well here. Just sending Nico on his own over to B. Forrest is trying to creep forward a little on long 8, but smoked off. Alu's alongside him. A lot of gunfire coming out from Chris J and co over on the ramp at A. And Get Right you can see here, looking like it may be a change of pace for mousesports. This might well be a B execute. Nexus come over to join Nico. Chris J's already drifting this way as well, so we may have a change of direction. Dennis is going to be the first to find Forest.
Yeah, I think it all depends on how these trades go right now. Forest has found Dennis, but it's not the end of the world. There's still Chris J and God B there. Nex and Nico haven't really found much luck over towards B. But still, a lot of time on the board, 45 seconds. But NiP reading this well. I like the double stack on long then. It allowed them some map control. But while I say this, every player is heading over towards that B site. 3 players have remained there from NiP. Get Right waiting just by the side of Drop Exist, boosted up towards that kind of flower bed. It's Freiburg playing towards the back of Statue. But still, Mouse have a lot of utility. Look at those 2 mollies still remaining. A lot of flashes. They can work this out. Next, though, going to be heading in with Nico down towards Drop. We're going to see Godby and Chris J splitting this one up. This is going to be a tough battle. They're going to be very, very close by the time they get this done. 14 seconds left. They have to make the play now.
Get Right's actually lingered in the smoke as well in that drop room. He hasn't been found yet. Exist does get himself one, and Nico. Bomb plant from Chris J coming down. A lot of gunfire, but not finding his target. Chris J still alive in there, just lurking around the smoke, but Exist will cut him down, and NiP clear sight so easily. Sneaky little play from Get Right there. They flashed twice and just walked straight past him. Didn't see him in the smoke.
The more imperative thing in my eyes was the line of smoke that mousesports put down almost worked against them in that one. They were allowed to plant because of the position Chris J was planting in. I think it was, oh God, I'm not too sure. I think it was Chris J doing the plant work at the end there. He put it down just on the kind of edge of the statue, so he was above the spam, but then on the retake, no one was able to get the challenges towards NiP, so there's still like 3 players waiting on that B site, 4 by the time I think Forest came over, or whoever it was. So by that time, mousesports were already at a disadvantage, so NiP playing well into this gun round.
So 3-man stack from Mouse this time, over towards the B site. Still yet to successfully hit that site. Been every time where it works. Nico boosting up Chris J there, just trying to get a little glimpse over the smoke, see if he can see anyone on platform, but NiP sitting preferably back or in and around Fountain. Exist still in that boost position on B site, and Get Right in drop room. So very much a stalemate between these 2 teams as they try to poise for position. NiP, they haven't once really challenged out on that platform either. They preferred to sit fairly passive, fairly deep on the defense and B side.
Well, to be fair, I don't think anyone particularly wants to challenge Nico.
Yeah.
This guy is monstrous, and then you throw in Chris J into that, you've got a lot of power waiting there, and so far it's been working. Molly's still in the hands of Get Right here, going to buy a good bit of time. Exist also has one as well, but already seeing that Godby utilised his to clear out that stairwell over by A, but next to be held back. And this slow play coming through is going to be quite difficult, but NiP aren't fully aware. They're going to hear these footsteps, so these flashes are slowing them down. Now Alu's coming over. We've got 4 players ready and waiting on B. This is going to be a tough one for Mouse. They're going to have to get some real impact play coming out very soon. Chris J looking for the opener.
Get Right and Exist in the right place. Exist is going to line them up. Does manage to get himself 1 down before he gets dropped, but Get Right was a movable object there, and they gun them down on the platform, just losing the 1 man. And that's a good round. That's going to force mousesports into a save, or an eco of some variety at least.
Yeah, and I kind of hope we see what they did with their initial pistol with the 3-2 split, possibly with the Tech 9s in play. But that aside, they kind of lost any sort of danger in that round by the time they finally put the play into practice. They weren't forcing NiP to leave players on sites. They were taking even fights basically on the T side, which you almost don't want to do. You can easily pull a player across here or there, but they just got caught out. So now looking at this, it doesn't seem all that similar to the first round. Nico's just going for a look with the Deagle, trying to catch someone off ahead of the smoke, as it will be Freiburg waiting on the other side and just not having much luck there. Exist going to be racking up the bank.
Yeah, get that SMG. Starting to make it work here. Now Dennis has switched his position, but Alu has found himself that one on God beat. NiP rotate round. 3 people in the right place at the right time here. Mouse trying to creep on through long. But Forest, Get Right and Alu are awaiting. Alu's caught eyes on one. Doesn't manage to land the shot, but Get Right will. And they just line them up and rail them on the corner. All too easy. NiP even things back out at 3-piece.
Yeah, and I want to see how clean these rounds have been on the gun rounds for NiP. They have been outstandingly good. So their economies could be fairly robust by now. I think they've only lost 1 player in the last 3 rounds, and that was in round 5. So really good stuff from them. You can see it reflected in utility already, and the auto sniper coming out from Exist. Whereas mousesports, of course, kind of slacking off the back of those first 3. But still, this is a nice little gun round coming through. No AWP for Chris J this time. Looks like they're going for a little bit of a faster presence towards A. Already Dennis pushing up quite fairly aggressively towards Forest, but Forest having quite the strong game here and Exist already with that auto sniper can get himself set up well and just expect Nico to come out walking.
Alu not able to quite land that shot there. Exist has got himself tucked in the back of B with our auto sniper, but Nico just getting a little peek. Now Get Right's the man that's in drop if Nico were to go. Dennis kept back by that molly. Forest has done it. Forest and Get Right both here. That nade going to go passing him by. But that gives Nico the information. He knows there's someone down there.
But Alu's pushed up on long as well, so they've switched out positions here. Forest has backed away, and he's left Alu to be the sentry, just holding this long angle, and this is really nice. But I think the boost is going to come out, so let's see if Dennis or Godby is going to peek first. Already flashes coming through. Alu's going to back out of this one. Didn't fancy his chances then. mousesports are committing towards A so far.
Backs away. NiP. Get Right starting to move. Get Right starting to come over A side. Now Forest is the one that's challenged. Does manage to get the cover fire from Alu, and now the smoke clears, the flash is clear. Doesn't manage to get him down. Alu backs away to the APC. Get Right just using that smoke to his advantage, just lingering around the side, and they line up for him. He gets himself just the one though, but it buys time to Alu to get another. And Exist and Freiburg try and push through the smoke.
Let's see what they can do though. mousesports are down to 2. Christian's low, as is Godby, but Alu is surrounded. 10 seconds remaining. We can see Freiburg coming in at the best of times, but Godby is there, finds Alu. Now Freiburg gets destroyed by Christian in the final seconds. He could have played that so much better, but Christian with the big performance, picking up the 3K then. But once again, NiP playing very disjointed. Alu almost not necessarily baiting out Forest, but when he backed away, he left Forest to his death. You can only get that 1-for-1 trade if you don't have the support there from the player behind you. And well, Alu, he went back, he got a couple of kills, but you're asking to be pressured on that site, which is a very dangerous affair, and mousesports made the most of it. But looking at this bite, we do see the guns being dropped out, but Next still running just with a deagle thus far.
I think this is the first AWP for Chris J, I seem to recall seeing, but Forest, who had an AWP of his own, has found Godby already, got himself out on long, and managed to get a little peek there. Now, Forest has got himself a second. Chris J, AWP for AWP, and Forest comes out on top. Who would have counted that one? Alu also manages to pick out Next, and suddenly Mouse are reeling here. Alu going very aggressive, does finally get picked off by Dennis.
Yeah, Nico's under severe pressure as well. He shouldn't be able to make much from this one. Just peering out 3 HP. He's so cautious of Exist being on that spot, but Exist is down, but the molly's there and the spam comes through. And now Dennis 1v3. You'd have to real dig deep in this, but I'm a big fan of Forest picking up the AWP. Recently we've seen that being a very big deciding factor, especially when they can get the double AWP in play. But back to this round, Dennis is leading through here. Get Right's going to get the challenge, does get tagged. Dennis doing some really good work, but going to have to commit for that peek towards that molly, clear out one angle, force him to the other, and Forest closes down. Let's throw our minds back again to that Dust 2 game, infamous one against Fnatic. Forest's ace was the one that kicked them off in the right direction, so do not underestimate that man and his capability with that AWP.
Yes, I was explaining that one to Alex last night. I wasn't expecting it.
But will Forest keep the AWP here? Alu's got the better spawn for maybe a peek on long, and I think he is keeping it.
Yeah, I think there's they're very much just sticking to it. Yeah, like you say, Alu, he's still in front of him. They're okay, they're going to double team it up there. Now, he did manage to get the peek early on and get himself a kill. Dennis and Godby are going long A, which is where Alu is going to peek out. Forest not quite getting a glimpse of that. I think he saw Chris J coming around there, but Alu gets himself a double on long. And that now paired up with Forest. Whoops, steady Alu, almost taking down Forest, but Forest with a double as well. And that A defense has just been a rock solid this round. Freiburg and Nico, the last two standing. You can see Nico wanted a peek, but Freiburg, ooh, he's going to take one down. Okay, he's got 3 more to go.
Yeah, he recovered the rifle, so that's the big part of this one. Makes his way through drop and Get Right just about making the peak, but it's Alu around the back to find it. And it will be NiP keeping hold of this round, retaining the AWP, retaining a hell of a lot of utility and not losing out on too much. Even though Mouse are on an eco, they're going to have to double up into this. As you can see, a Tech-9 with a bit of armor to boot and a little bit of utility. So I wonder if they dare to be so aggressive again.
An aggressive Alu. Now he's got the AWP. Okay, Forrest has passed it off to him this time, so he must have a much better position. Let's keep his eye on him. Yeah, he's going to go down slope and try and check through doors quickly. Chris J is going to be the one that will be challenging. And Chris J goes down.
Yeah, only a Tech-9 though, so you can see Godby and Dennis trying to just overwhelm him, but Alu just plucking him out of the air. Dennis just gets destroyed, and Forrest comes in from that long push, picks up Godby, and that play just gets shut down. Now, Nico made a little bit of a mess of it by picking up Get Right, so not the most clean of rounds for NiP, but still, they're looking fairly good in this one now, 6-4 mousesports, so looking to see what they can achieve later in this. And Alu, real quick stuff at the start there, and expecting the early presence. And those Tech-9s, of course, very, very potent up close and personal, as I think we all know by now.
So NiP keeping the AWP on Alu, and he's going to be going long A this time. Cbble is going to be the one that challenged. 4 people though from Mouse with these AKs all piling straight over to B site this time, and it's going to be a quick push. You can see Nico is going to be the one that tries to get out early, but that molly will slow him down. The spread creeps towards him, and that will be countered by the flashes. And Mouse will have to slow their pace down.
Yeah, but they're not slowing down. They're speeding it up, and that's the thing they were missing. A little bit of fire to this. Every time we've seen them make this play, they've not been so aggressive, but Christian leads the fray against Exist, who's been a little bit of a doormat. This time shows a little bit of bite to that bark and closes it down, picking up 3 already. Now it's going to be Nico and Cbble left with a lot of work on their hands as Cbble was the player.
Look,
I don't think so. I don't think they know he slipped out. I think they're checking.
Yeah.
But I don't think they know particularly what's going on here. And the boost is coming in to drop. Cbble's going to get that affronted towards him. He's going to find it. This is massive. Nico, check to your left. He's going to find Alu. They've got to understand where Forest is. The boost was there. They've got to know.
They've collected the bomb now. Forest in a 1v2.
Oh,
now
God.
he realizes he's in a great position. But oh, the rock just playing against him this time. Deflecting those bullets. Cbble manages to get in there. Great play from Nico and Cbble to rescue that round, because that should have been NiP's.
Yeah, but I really like the way mousesports sped it up towards B, and this sort of scoreline is quite impressive so far. We're going to see the big factor that we've seen being quite defining for NiP is that double AWP finally. Forest and Alu picking those up.
Let's see where it works out for them. Forest is going to go down. Okay, both on A site. This is risky stuff, but Mouse are actually moving it towards it. Now, Chris J's got an AWP of his own. Did get a little boost towards the statue, I believe. Just keeping their eye on Alu and Forest. They're looking towards Alu, and it's Chris that's going to come out on top. But are they going to expect that second AWP down there? Forest is going to step away. Now, someone from NiP needs to join Forest. He's all alone on A site right now. And Mouse is starting to stack his way. 4 members over there. They've taken out Nico, who was pressuring B. NiP, though, they're not falling for it yet, because this rotation is coming their way.
But to be fair, GetRight doesn't need to go too far here to join Forest on towards A. Forest is already holding long, which is like the furthest committed point he needs to be. And they don't want to over-rotate here, because mousesports are actually heading all the way over towards B. 3 players, but Exist in a really good spot. Freiburg going to be watching drop, and Forest is going to back away towards site. So GetRight's going looking, but once they find out GetRight's there, they're going to make a big play towards this B site. 43 seconds left, and the drop play is going to come in right about now. Freiburg going to be the point man there. Great double from Freiburg, taking down Nex and Cbble, and just securing this round for them. You can see mousesports trying to make a split from those final couple of seconds, but NiP holding that ground well.
GetRight managed to, Exist managed to get in and recover that AWP as well, so nothing really lost from that round for NiP, and unfortunately for mousesports, it breaks the bank straight back and puts them in a perilous position to not get that eco going. NiP, meanwhile, just losing that 1 mana, looking pretty healthy right now. mousesports, are they going to try and switch things up here and speed onto B side once again?
Well, they've got several options. They've been showing that they've got a bit of utility and a bit of variety, but it is that fast play towards B. But this time, Exist and GetRight with the crossfire waiting patiently, and mousesports sadly don't even get a real dent. GetRight's a little low, but he can come back out of that one, and there's no Tech-9s, there's no nothing. Just Chris J looking for the chance.
And that's Chris's head taken clean off. Cbble. Risky position, bombs down, just in front of drop, and there's no way of collecting it with Exist there. And again, 4 kills for Exist in that round. Playing great stuff in drop there alongside GetRight.
Yeah, and every single round that NiP has won here, they've only ever lost the maximum of 2 players. So you can see that they are finding a little bit of consistency, and they're making it very expensive for mousesports, and it's reflected in their economy and how it's been so shoddy throughout this entire game. Back onto the Tech-9s with a touch of armor. And last time they did fairly well from it. They got a couple of kills out of the back, but then we saw Forest and Alu doing really well holding them back by A. So this time though, Dennis looking like he wants to go straight through that. Pop flash does come through. He's going to be going for that pressure, but kind of gets held back by the door, and already Forest backs away going, I don't feel the need to challenge that.
Well, Alu left him in the lurch last time he was
yeah, exactly.
down there,
He's probably like, screw this.
Just like I've seen what Alu did. I'm going to do the same. Just back away. At the moment, they have the double AWP setups, both staring down the barrels in towards that archway. Are they going to peek? Looks like it's going to be a pop flash out. I think Dennis is going to lead it. Nexo pushing straight through.
That flash.
And unfortunately, that flash catches him at prime time. Freiburg with the support does manage to get in there, but somehow Cbble manages to take down Forest. I don't know how that worked, but Aloe strikes. He gets himself a double, but now we're into a really tricky 2v1. Cbble's picked up the orb. Not the best weapon at close range, but he only had a Tech 9 anyway. And it's Exist and Freiburg that are holding this position.
All right, he's got a flash and a nade. 43 seconds and the bomb to hand. He can make this work. Let's find out if he can do it. Fakes the bomb. Looks for the move. Oh, Exist with a brave play, but being brave does not always pay off. He's going to get the 1v1 now. Him up against Freiburg. And Freiburg doesn't get caught by that nade, but he does get caught by the flash. And now it's going to be bombed down. Cbble on for the 4K here. Freiburg edging forward. And Cbble closes it down. Beautiful stuff from the in-game leader, showing he can certainly step up when required.
4 kills from Cbble in that round. Massive, massive stuff by him. Like you say, the in-game leader going big there. When it counts, and the economies are just bouncing back and forward.
That first shot he got onto Forest was just filth, though. Like,
yeah.
You don't... Like, if someone watches it back, watches the demo back, you just don't normally get shots like that. But it opened everything up for them. We're going to see the DAC coming out for Exist, or the Auto Sniper, as we Europeans like to call it. But still, yeah. mousesports close again, though. That was just a Tech 9 round. Taking it all the way towards the win. And it's just these small changes that make a big bit of difference. But still, 8-6. T-side's looking pretty good for mousesports, I've got to say.
Yeah, if they can take this in 8-7, they'd be delighted because they've gone for the double AWP. Obviously, it is the final round by what you can. Dennis felt like an AWP would help them out. It's Aloe they're challenging. Cbble's going to be coming up close and personal any moment. That grenade actually will catch on the back of his heels, so less than ideal, but he manages to flash out Aloe and get a good peek around the corner. Would have heard the footsteps backing away. Wasn't aware whether Forest would be joining him, who has been stacked out there a few times. Forest is starting to creep forward. Nico's starting to get a little brazen, but Aloe has been taken down by Dennis, so that opens up long A. Forest is going to go aggressive, though. He gets a little peek around the corner. Will expect a second, but not able to land the shots. And Mouse now looking in a favourable position.
Yeah, Krishay already waiting and expecting the play through, but Nico with just a clinical shot towards Freiburg can open up drop and just really lock off what Exist can do here. Going to try and prove me wrong by taking down Nico going forward. The Auto Sniper spamming it through. They did manage to avoid most of those shots. 4 players left standing. I don't know if this one's possible.
Oh, he's going across the AK, but it's bad timing. Just the second.
Oh, Dennis is right there as well.
Pushes through, and Dennis will take him down. So 8-7.
Really good
T-side after all. Very impressive stuff. So NiP not really able to get a flow going there against Mouse. It was pretty much back and forth, tit for tat rounds.
Well, the first 3, of course, went to mousesports, and they looked very, very good on it. And then the first couple of gun rounds came in, and NiP had the real lockdown there. They were playing really well. Forest and Aloe had a really good kind of composition, playing long over towards A. And the B site was fairly well covered anyway, just keeping it under wraps. Excuse me. But yeah, outside of that, I was just impressed with Mouse's end of the game more than their mid. Once they got off of that real kind of shoddy time with their economy when they're just down to the Tech 9s, they started to play a lot better, which really did lend towards their game. But it does look as though we're ready to get this one back up and started.
Yeah, let's get things underway. So 8-7, very even first half. What have NiP got to deliver on the T side? Just a flash and a smoke being picked up, everybody else going armor. So a different approach than mousesports. Remember, they picked up the molly early on. Went for that beautiful little split on towards A through window and long A. Looks like it's going to be a fast B rush, though, from NiP. Stepping themselves up. Nico's going to be the first to challenge them, though. The second Forest comes around that corner, gets a little peek, and that's all the information he needed. He caught a glimpse of Forest and Exist.
But nothing much more from NiP. They're not overcommitting. They're letting Forest be kind of just to see what he can do. Great start from him. And that's going to be the commitment there. That would be Freiburg's P250. And again, the challenge comes up, and here's next with the 5-7. But it is a 2-for-1 trade in favour to NiP.
They have position. Cbble's in position, not even looking, not even expecting Gerard to come running around that corner, which is a little strange when they've been cleared out. I was expecting Dennis to cover him off there, but instead Gerard gets himself a second, and Exist will tidy out the round. So just the one-man down, bomb planted. Very impressive pistol round from NiP.
Yeah, Forrest going straight in for the rifle as well. But I think it was, I think Gobby was just expecting that Chris J had already got to the position he was kind of in by the end of that push, and may have been able to cover him off. But yeah, as you said, Gobby being called out rather substantially. And we're seeing 3 rifles being committed to, 2 SMGs, the Mac Daddy's coming out to play. Remembering our way back to Mouse, it was 4 rifles and 1 UMP they went for. So somewhat similar to a degree. Looking to see how they utilize this one, but it looks like drop is going to be the main focus. And look at this, Aloe and Exist going straight through the Zeus. Next is there, waiting patiently, and that is going to be embarrassing. But still, Aloe can live to fight another day. The rifles have not been lost, they have been retained, and as Dennis and Chris J.
It's always the yelp that I love when they go down as well from that. Chris J, Dennis. Chris J does have a Zeus of his own, by the way. We'll see whether he gets in. Was, of course, changed a few patches ago now, but he's pulled it out. He's going for it. He's waiting for Exist to come around that corner. Could there be a second one? Oh, he's got him! Well, I mean, that's about all I could hope for from this sort of round. And now, actually, Dennis, a little unlucky on get right there. Had got the position from behind him, but wasn't able to get the kill. So, 10-7, NiP in the lead, continuing on from the pistol.
So, waiting for this one, see what Mouse go for. Deuce. They were the first ones to kind of really show what you could do with it, I guess. I think it was just the first game I casted after the update. They were the first team that really used it on this map as well in drop. So I'm wondering if that's where they're going to take it to. But it's going to be the, once again, kind of power play just straight out towards B. Alu's going to find God B, but there is a player already pushed up towards the platform. But Alu goes straight through with the Mac-10, just racking up the bank, making up for the quiet round he had before. And he's going to do just that, 3 kills.
Yeah, and Nico's faced Dennis. Dennis has gone all the way around T-spawn. It's the long wrap. That's what he's planning on here. 1v5. This is going to be a highlight reel right here. Unfortunately, he's got to get past get right first, and that didn't work.
It would have been quite some way, wouldn't it? I'm not going to lie to you. But let's see what we do now, because this is where everything changed before. mousesports picked up the 3 clean pistols. Then the rifles came out. Then they, started to get a little questionable on that, and that's where NiP started to flourish. So we're going to see an interesting one between these two. 11-7 though. mousesports now have the chance to really get into the face of NiP, but they have been able to get the AWP very early on towards Alu. So Dennis and Chris J could be under threat, but it looks like NiP is still keeping their eyes set towards B. But I can imagine they'll be a little slower with it. And Exist looks like he's being gifted the role of what Nico was doing not too long ago. Dennis taking a lot of damage early on. Where was that from?
Exist and Forage trying to peek out. Waiting. Still nobody able to really make a dent. Forrest is going to creep through the smoke on platform. Exist is going to be with him. They're breaking that push onto B, and it's worked well. They managed to get themselves one down. Nico just above Forrest, catches a glimpse, but Nico comes out on top in the trade, but Exist backs him up. Got B, also getting himself one and get right down in drop, and the rotate is coming around from NiP. They're going back, but Got B and Dennis have pushed on. They haven't heard the change of pace.
No, but Chris J is still there. He's going to be in the real pivotal spot here. Freiburg can get himself up towards it. Alu not too far away. Chris J is going to do the counter push, though. He's doing the play ahead of the curve. Now Freiburg realizes something's up here, but he doesn't know where it came from. Suddenly, Alu goes down, and the alarm bells are ringing. 35 seconds on that board. They're going to have to make a quick play, because Gobby and Dennis are on the edge of the smoke, and Chris J being the thorn in the side.
Yeah, very much. Caught them off guard there. Totally out of position. Freiburg actually walked past there, and I think the second that he went past, everybody expected it to be clear there, so nobody looked, and then Freiburg in the end has the rest of the team gather up on him. So Chris J doing a great job over on long A.
Yeah, it was, I think actually Freiburg got tagged, but didn't know if it came from the
doors,
door, because he kind of looked around like, what?
Well, he's one of the few that are using the silence M4 as well.
True, I guess.
I mean, mousesports are one of the few that are keeping hold of them. Everybody else is kind of switched away.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. I honestly think it feels like toilet after the update. I still can't use it to save my life. It may just be placebo effect, but hey. Anyway, into this round, we're going to see Ali once again back on the AWP. Chris J's going to find his quite early on. This is a difference. We didn't see that before coming out from Mouse, that Chris J would be given the AWP, but I guess if he got it off of Alu, why not go for the play with it? Why not play off the back? As Alu will find him though, and that's going to open up possibilities and make Dennis have to really stick towards A.
Yeah, Nico got boosted on platform, but Forrest and Exist are playing tit for tat with him. not managed to quite find the kill. Dennis has moved his way around. Nico does get himself
really
another on
good.
platform. Very tricky position to hold as well. You normally see them simply go for that 1-for-1 trade, but he hops, skips, and jumps his way away, and Dennis gets himself one down in A. So Freiburg was on the little change. Now Nico's still, he's really the stopping block here. They're going to try and flash and push through it.
Had to slow down until then. I don't know how they're not being able to just kind of cut this man out. He's been playing so perfectly, but Alu will find next in drop. That's going to open this up. Whether or not Alu expects God be there, oh! Maybe he doesn't need to expect him because he just went wild, but Nico still being the gatekeeper of this B site. 1v2, the HP is low. Get Right can do this, and he does, picking up both there as they peek out one by one, and NiP starting to stretch their legs in this match.
Such a tight round there. Get Right in a 1v2 does manage to come out on top. He had the information, knew where they'd move to. Nico, unfortunately, low on hit points, but doing a great job on platform there. Getting himself 2 from platform, something you very rarely see. But now Freiburg, well, he's going with that Mac Daddy. He knows they're on pistols. We do see Chris J with another Zeus. He's the only one this time, sadly.
Where's Chris J playing with it as well?
Over on long A.
Is it long A?
Yeah.
Last time he went to drop with it just for the sake, but hey. If he can find something with, I guess actually it works in the stairway.
They're coming that way.
Yeah, exactly. In the stairwell, I guess it kind of works. Let's find out. Freiburg being the point man here with that Mac 10, going to rail down Dennis. Chris J lurking from the depths. Oh, it looked on him as well. Valve, please. But no, Freiburg will find him. And, it's down to the rest of Mouse. I don't expect too much. Then again, Nico does have the Deagle, so I'm never going to write him out because last time I did and I had to eat some real humble pie.
Oh, well, Freiburg's got himself 3 so far with that Mac 10, so very much paying off. Nico, the last man standing. Deagle, hope and a prayer. It was 5 bullets, I believe, as well, that managed to get that ace, but they kind of were in a much better position that time around. That was on Cash versus Virtus Pro, I believe, wasn't it? This time around, not quite going to work out. No, it wasn't Virtus Pro.
Tight.
It was Titan, I want to say that, yeah.
Uh-oh.
There's one. I mean, the bomb is down. He's not going to win the round, but trying to make them pay, not going to work out for him. It was Freiburg that went down. He had that Mac 10, so he was also always going to buy there the weapon, so not too bad for NiP. 13-8, stretching their legs very much here on the T side.
Yeah, now I'm looking at what Mouse buy up. They've got like 3k-ish, I think, sitting around. So kind of like a pistol, armor, kind of higgledy-piggledy buy. Not going to get much from it, but let's just look at the scoreboard. I don't think we've really done that too much here. Nice work, Graham. 20-18 coming out for Nico, and everyone else being fairly quiet for Mouse, but it does seem as though the round is underway, so we can go back and see if Nico can do what he does best. No.
No, it's
deny.
There's another big save as well coming out, so not really a great deal going to work out for them. Dennis, the last man over at long A, Freiburg's already spotted him, I believe. Just going to get a glimpse. Ooh, Dennis gets the one down. If he can pick the AK up and save, but bomb plant yet to go in. Now it goes down, so time is a-ticking. Time to find Dennis.
Wonder if he's going to go up to the tower. Probably. Yeah.
Rapunzel.
Oh, look, he knows how to climb ladders properly. I used to get so angry when Nuke was actually played and people didn't know how to climb ladders quickly.
What, they did the sidewards?
Yeah, it made me so mad. So mad. I'd end up knifing
He's
them.
played the game for a while, so...
I know. But people get lazy.
It's true. I think they're onto him, though. I don't think he's going to be able to live through this one. They're trying to push his position. Halu's about to go up the ladder. He's got him coming from every angle. Forrest is going around. Are they going to push for it? They're pushing for it. I don't think they're going to get him in time, though. He's just below. Oh, they got him. That's a little unlucky.
Get right, had 1 HP.
Yeah, I'm going to say he was about to kill him. Little unlucky there, but either way. 14-8, NiP. Big lead now. This is a turnaround. Considering mousesports picked up 7 rounds on the T side, they've only managed to get the one on CT so far.
Okay. Keeping our eyes on the game. 14-8. First kill going to be handed over towards Forrest, and this is a little bit of a switch up here. Forrest actually leading the fray on B and showing some real nice work. Oh, tapping another down. That's next goal. Look for his third. God B not going to allow the 3K to happen, but already looking very vulnerable on this B site. Gerard's got himself in drop, so going to deny any backup on the way towards God B. Splitting him alone. He's going to force him back through the fire and flames. Quite literally, Gerard has the double lineup. Can't get both. But now, That was very close.
That was very close through the smoke there. Dennis trying his best and knows where they're going to be, but can't manage to land the shots. Freiburg will get him down. Alu with the plant and Chris J on the save. Time to start backtracking, and this is going to be match point for NiP.
Yeah, and I don't think Chris J is going to find even kills in this one. He can run away and hide. He's got a lot of utility. Let's look at the economy as well. I haven't actually checked this round. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. mousesports pretty much out of cash by the end of this, so Chris J retaining that rifle is pretty imperative to them, even trying to stand a chance going forward. They haven't really had that many turns on pistol rounds either. We've seen a couple of kills coming in, but I think it was only Cbble so far who's kind of gone big with the pistols. Outside of that, NiP looking around, not committing too much to finding Chris J. And we will be seeing what Mouse can scrape together coming into what could be the final round here. A little bit of spam, so we're going to see, well, like 3.2k, 3.3 for Dennis. Not a great deal, and we're going to see one rifle dropped out. So there's going to be two of those on the board. A FAMAS for Dennis, and then the two Mag 7s. So it's far from perfect, but it can do damage.
It can in the right place. If they're going to take one to drop, which you would assume with those Mag 7s, maybe up close and personal, it's definitely where it can do damage. Now, NiP might be suspecting this, which is probably why we're starting to see a bit of an A push. Starting to get some spam through the smoke there. Yeah, Cbble going to be sitting in drop with that. Next is just going to be sitting on B. So both of them over there, hoping that something drops down towards them. Looks like it's, ooh, that's fun. Oh, we're back, that's all right. Oh, a little panic for a moment. Cbble is still alive though. Nobody dropped, nobody died. Don't panic, it's just a small disconnect error. Cbble ready and waiting to go. NiP. It's looking like it is going to be a B hit. Exist is moving this way with the bomb, so you've got to assume they're going into the jaws of Cbble in a moment.
Let's see when they commit to this. There's still 50 seconds. They don't need to rush it too much. Cbble peeking out every now and then. Get right doing just the same thing. And I think Cbble will have just seen him there. Yep. Going to let a shot fly. Nade comes out. Not that much damage done, but slightly chipping away as mousesports are pretty much stacking out B as well. Dennis has actually come over towards the B site. Smoke's going to go down. You can see the line of smoke being put into place, but it's going to be Dennis and Nico trying to play on the very edge of this as NiP slither the way through.
And they're trying to get around the side, all stacked up on platform. Finally going to push on through. Next finds Forest Head, though. And then they push through, but Alu on that platform with the AWP, starting to pick them apart. Freiburg, oh, he's managed to get around the side in an awkward position. Now, Nico picking one off, doesn't manage to get Alu down, though.
Left up,
this is very close. Alu, though, 2 kills already. He's going to have to go huge here, but he's in a great position to protect the bomb. Chris J is going to creep on round. Cbble not really got the greatest range weapon, but now he's up close and personal.
For him as well. This is massive.
Alu just waiting. There's the defuse, and he lines it up now. Cbble, he knows where he is. He's got to try and hop around, but this is perfect no scope. Time is ticking. This is surely NiP's round. Nevertheless, it is going to be Cbble with a kill, but he cannot get the defuse in time, and that will be game for Ninjas in Pajamas. 16-8.
Alu and Get Right having really impressive form throughout that game. Looking very solid. Their CT side looks really well-rounded to close it out, or excuse me, to start it off NiP towards the end of that one. And I've got to say, the mousesports giving a good performance. You know, and on paper, that should have, in theory, been a mousesports game. NiP picking up some real form there. Get Right and Alu, of course, having impressive performances themselves, so turning the odds.
Yeah, just the singular round, though, sadly, for Mouse on the CT side. So great first half, 8-7, but 16-8. You don't ordinarily see a 16-8 when it's been such a close first half, but NiP turned the screws, no doubt about it. So, on to the next match. That's going to be Virtus Pro up against mousesports. It will be on Dust 2. I think we're going to be seeing a different deal coming out of mousesports because it's a map that they love. And Virtus Pro, well, they've been a lot of talk about them improving on Dust 2. We'll see. Haven't quite seen the proof in the pudding just yet.
Not yet, but I can imagine it'll be interesting to find out how they fare against mousesports. Typically the Germans' home map we've seen every single time. It's a German tournament, Dust 2, all day, every day. So I can imagine they'll be looking forward to this one.
Yeah, let's get it underway. We'll see you after the break.